Now, coming up next to the show, we got NFC's newest champion in the lightweight division after an incredibly impressive performance. His victory over Trace Harper. I believe it was a fourth round stoppage, or maybe it was a third or fourth round stoppage. We had Dr. Jeff Traub talk about that stoppage, but it's important that we talk to the man himself with all the belts in the background, Quincy Evans Jr., NFC's newest lightweight champion. Quincy, how you living, brother? Happy Monday.
Living good, man. Living good. It's been a good weekend.
A great weekend, brother. And I gotta say, your performance was flawless. I talked to you at weigh-ins. I asked you about sizing up your opponent at weigh-ins. Trace is obviously a very big and strong young man, taller than you by maybe 5 inches. And when you told me confidently, you and the other junior, you told me confidently that y'all worked on a game plan that could nullify his physical strengths. And on Friday night, you executed that game plan. Would you speak to that training and how you went about executing that in the actual fight?
Yeah, I mean, well, first of all, giving honor to God, of course, got to do that. Got to make sure, my life. But yeah, just a little bit about the game plan. Ever since the fight was offered and, we accepted, Coach Jake, as we call him, like you say, Jason Jr., we all got together and they sat down. We came up with the game plan of, using the strikes, using the stand up. And when I say those guys got the game plan, when I say my coaches got the game plan, man, I wholeheartedly believe that 100%. Whatever they tell me to do, I'm definitely gonna go out there and I'm gonna do it. Listen, so.
Just out of curiosity, for someone that is shorter, not that I'm ever going to get in a fight in my life, but someone that is shorter, what exactly was the game plan going into Trace Harper fighting a much taller person?
Game plan was just to stay at range, use our strikes to get in and get out, while also, staying aware of his range and him wanting to get in tight and use the takedowns to get to the jiu-jitsu side of the aspect of fighting. So just making sure we were staying at range, using our power where needed, using the distance where we needed it, and just make sure we were staying low to the ground, because I already had that advantage, of course, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it is what it is. That is a tall guy. Shout out to Trace too, man. He's an awesome opponent. Awesome guy. We shared a few words after in the cage and some stuff. I spoke to him and he spoke to me, and he's an awesome guy. So nothing but respect for him and the family.
Yeah, man, there was definitely a lot of respect between you, man. But going back to the actual fight, you did a tremendous job defending his takedown. And it seemed like, you said you talked about the range. It seemed like you crowded his space to where he didn't have a lot of time to get any strikes off. Again, you defended all his takedowns. I think he was 0 for on the takedowns. And then you, like, after he realized he couldn't take you down, then that's when you started striking. And some of those body shots that you landed on him were just so beautiful. That's my favorite strike in mixed martial arts, is the digs to the body. You landed those digs to the body. And it seemed like before the dislocation of the elbow, you had really taken full control of that fight. Is that what you were feeling as you kept going back to the corner? And what was being told to you as you went back to the corner? And what were you feeling as that fight continued to progress?
I was definitely feeling like I was dictating the range a lot more, which shocked me at first a little bit. I did expect it to be a back and forth kind of game like it was, maybe like the first 2 minutes in the first round. And then I realized that, the body shots were there because him being a lot taller, me punching up towards the head. So digging to the body is what allowed me to be able to control that range and control that distance, trying to use my jabs and my feints as well, just playing the whole game. One of my coaches, Joe Fegler, of course, y'all know him as well, heavyweight champion for NFC. But he also says, like, play the whole game. So it's not like just wrestling or just BJJ or striking. Like, we want to be all around guys. So we train every aspect. We train hard every night. So that's what the game plan was.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I think before too far, and I'd like to show the video of you guys, the popped elbow and your reaction afterwards, and just talk about the sportsmanship that you displayed there real quick.
Got his hands together.
Yep, got the lock.
Got the leg
Yep.
hook. Big slam.
Right in front of us. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. His arm is broken.
Arm is broken.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This fight is officially over, folks.
Yeah, that fight
that
is stopped.
happened right in front of us.
That happened right.
So kind of talk about what you saw, how quickly you realized it was broken, and your reaction afterwards and what you did.
So we were in the clinch, and the game plan, like I say, was to break away. I felt the power of the hips. I felt like I could, take him down and let him up. So when I took him down, and I dropped him, he rolled over and he gave up his back. And I was like, something's not right. And shortly after that, he was like, tap, tap, tap. He tapped the canvas, and I was like, okay, something's definitely going on. So I was trying to figure out what it was, which is why I still had my, fist raised up. And then I looked down and I saw the arm, and I was like, man, that's crazy. And I immediately, just like you say, take a knee, because that's what we do as athletes. We test ourselves against each other. We compete. We use our body as weapons. But nobody wants to see that happen, to inform a teammate or even an opponent. You don't want to see that. Everybody wants to get home safe at night. We both got families,
Y'all both have families. Both of those families were definitely key contributors to the entire evening. You both came out with high contingencies. Your family had that VIP table right next to the entrance of the door. Your mama is the mainstay. Shout out to your mama for real. I say that with all due respect. I'm coming from respect with that. Your mama always show love whenever she see me, whether we down south, up north, wherever we at. Your mama always show love, man. Your dad, your uncle was there. David posted a photo of your uncle and Trace's father in there. Trace's mom. Trace had a large crowd, man, and I noticed that from my perspective, when that did happen, you immediately ran to the other side of the cage. You got down, you started praying. And before I walked into the cage, your mom was more concerned with Trace's health than you getting that victory. And that was just a really just a beautiful moment between all the families, man. Like that goes to show who you were raised by, man, because you just talk about some of the things that your parents did right as they were raising you.
Yeah, no doubt. They always, taught us to always fear God. They always had us in church. Shout out to my grandma as well. She made sure we were there every Sunday. She'd pick us up. So number one was definitely, you had to be in church, fear God. Second was, just treat people how you want to be treated. Always show yourself friendly. Always show yourself as a smile. Now when it's cage time, that's different. That's a little different. We're talking different there, but for the most part, always speaking when you walk into a room, always shaking a man's hand, never sitting down when you shake someone's hand, always show respect, look in the eyes, just the stuff that, like you say, that to become a man, being a better person in society. There's enough evil in the world, so I just try to be the best good that I can.
You don't try, you succeed, man. That was definitely on display. And I would say Trace's family could speak the same. I'm sure Trace could speak the same on the way that his family raised him, because it was two families and two young men that were competing against each other, but they still had the same foundational core values, man. And that was on display, man. That brought out the best of the NFC, not only inside the cage, but outside the cage. And we obviously see, man, it's such a big flex right now, bro. You sitting in front of all those belts, homie. I can't even.
Hey, look, man, look. Y'all got the background. You got the lights back there. I see the Frazier poster back there with David, the boxing gloves. I had to do something, man.
Put the 6 belts on there, lined up, man. I love to see it. I love to see it. Now, I was sitting next to another NFC lightweight in Ryan Kimbrough. There's also I believe you were scheduled to fight another opponent. His name is losing me right now, before Trace stepped up. There's other people that are gunning for those belts that are sitting behind you. How soon can we expect to see you in the cage? And did you have somebody that you were looking forward to compete against?
Honestly, man, I try to fight as often as I can, try to be as active as I can. And I tell anybody when they ask me that question, whatever when my coaches say go, I'm going. I trust them with my career 2,000%, 3,000%. I always tell them I'm not gonna move unless y'all say move. Like everything goes through them. So when they present me with the offer, I'm definitely, I'm going in there to fight about that name, to represent. And as far as like names, honestly, man, I understand. Like I say, I'm the champion, and I'm gonna defend that belt with great honor. I carry it with great honor. There's a legacy here, like you say, with the other 5 behind me. So I just want to make sure I represent and live up to that FKKS way, that represent that's on my chest.
You just said something you said, I'm the champion. Now that you could say I'm the champion, man, like, yo, like, come on, man. Like, yo, when you be at the crib, I know we on the pod right now, you trying to keep it right. But like, bro, on the way home, it's like, yo, I'm the champ. Like, bro, how's that feel, man? Come on, bro.
Man,
keep it a buck.
It feels great, man, honestly, because the NFC was like my first live MMA show. I went to see one of my coaches fight, and from then I was like, man, this is like eye-opening. This is crazy. This is wild. From the production to the fights, it was a great night of fights. And I was like hooked. And mind you, this is still when I was, 220 Q,
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't really see that happening in my future, but that would be dope. And I just remember seeing them rack up these belts, man, and I'm like, bro, I want to step with the OGs. I want to jump off the porch. So now to have one, it's like, it's just, I honestly can't explain it, man. It doesn't feel real. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I think it's always cool to see people turn around their careers or people's coming out party. I felt like Dr. Traub, even though he's been working my fights for nearly 20 years and he's repaired hundreds of fighters, this was kind of his coming out party for the way he treated Trace and what he got done right away within 30 seconds. And on the flip side, it was also kind of your coming out party. Your first ever fight, you got submitted by DK Brewer, who fought this past weekend. A couple months ago, you were supposed to fight Tyler Trump at District. I had to come break the news to you 10 minutes before the fighters meeting that he passed out in the shower and he was out of the fight. And I remember you bawling, crying backstage. And that was just a couple months ago in August of last year. So it's kind of cool to see someone that loses their first fight, ends up bawling, crying when a fight falls off, to now, winning a title in dramatic fashion like this and in a very sportsmanship way. So it's kind of cool to see that come around.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be resilient. Life happens. Adversity comes. It's not about what happens to you, but it's about how you handle it. So, something's always going to happen that's not in your favor. You just got to try to look at it the best way you can, the situation, and go, let the cards fall where they may be and go from there.
And Quincy, you showed every bit of a champion, man. Your performance was a flawless performance by you, man. And in order for somebody to take that belt off you, they're gonna have to fight another flawless performance. And so, again, I was sitting next to another lightweight in the NFC, but they already know like where the bar is, and the bar is Quincy Evans Jr. right now, man, because you executed that game plan to perfection. And I'm telling you, those hooks to the body were something special, my brother. So again, wonderful performance, wonderful sportsmanship, not only from your family, Trace's family, but again, you represented FKKS, man, and I can't speak enough on that gym. And I don't think that gym gets enough credit, being that y'all are all the way in Augusta and we're here in Atlanta. Sometimes y'all can get lost, being that y'all are so far away, a couple 100 miles away, man. That gym, y'all always come to fight. Y'all take all those belts that are right behind you, and y'all go back home with grace and peace. Y'all don't talk no trash. Y'all shake hands. Y'all kiss babies, but y'all get these dubs. And so, again, shout out to FKKS. Shout out to you, man. Before we part ways, man, we want your final thoughts. What do you want to leave David, I, and the entire NFC community with?
I appreciate the opportunity, man. Like I say, it's still all kind of surreal. I look forward to, like I say, defending the belt with honor and creating that legacy and going forward with it. So I appreciate y'all again for having me on tonight and giving me an opportunity to show the world who I am. So I appreciate it, man.
Hey, my last question, Quincy, you were talking about how earlier you were short. Did you get a chance to meet Baby Hulk backstage and size him up?
I did. He's the guy from Street Beast, right?
He's
Yeah,
a guy
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Street Beast. I think
We
you're
were in the
about 6
same
inches
corner,
taller than
man.
him.
We spoke. He's a cool guy though. We didn't share too many words, but he's a cool dude. We spoke, we introduced each other, so that was dope. That was dope.
Hopefully he'll be back again. He makes me and you look like Shaquille O'Neal and LeBron James.
Hey, I'll take it because I'm definitely on the short end every time. So I'll take
Indeed.
it. I'll take it where I can get it.
Hey, Quincy, man, we look forward to watching you, as you say, defend that belt with honor and step back into the NFC cage, man. Again, tremendous performance this past Friday night versus Trace Harper to maintain the NFC's lightweight belt. That's the NFC's lightweight champion, the champion, Quincy Evans Jr. Tell the family we said hello. Tell Senior I said hello. Is nothing but respect. And we'll see you next time, brother.
Will do, man. Y'all be safe. Thank you.
Much love.